back to kind of like overdoing it a bit there, just like, oh yeah, we get it, you're tired when recording this. No need to make it obvious, but I am. I'm just like, But let's get on with it. We opened our notebook full of scribbles and ideas for the graduation party. What's wrong? Why are you sighing? Koko folded her arms and stuck out her lower lip in a pout. She looked upset. Huh? She was muttering under her breath. I wondered what was going on. You're anything but faultless, Koko. 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 Hey! I pinched her cheeks and stretched them out to the side. Wow, you're so flexible and very soft. Her cheeks were like freshly pounded mochi. What a wonderful feeling. I don't know what's going on with you, but you're not faultless. If you're faultless, what does that say about the rest of the world? They'll all be sociopaths or something. Honestly, with like the internet, it just makes you wonder with how many people just act like complete assholes on the internet. It's just like, is like the world made up of nothing but sociopaths, or is it just simply people just being an asshole because they be anonymous and all that and don't really have to like think, oh, you know, there's another person behind the screen. It's just like, but who cares? Insult them anyway, take out frustration and things like that. So I don't know. But with that, it really does make you just think, man, just complete assholes. She shook her head from side to side while I pinched her cheeks. Don't worry, you're a nice person, I promise you. But your cheeks are, I don't know. I wonder how her face would actually look right now. Her cheeks flushed red beneath my fingers. It was a hilarious scene. Oh, I'm sorry. I let go of her face. She immediately rubbed her cheeks with both hands. Don't worry, it'll spring back into place. You mean it hasn't? She stared at me with her eyes full of tears. She was as adorable as ever. Was that you or Harimo? Wow! I was so focused on Koko that the strange barking noise made me jump. Did he jump onto a desk? Is it just me? What are you doing here, Harimo? Or does this look awkward? I don't know. Like, I've commented on the arm feeling like, I mean, look at it. It's as if they like kind of crop part of it out. It has that kind of feel to it. I don't know, it just looks a bit odd. But look at this. You just got him like on the desk like that and just got her standing like this. Is it just me or does it look a little awkward? Just because he was the principal's dog, that didn't give him the right to walk around like he owned the place. Besides, he was interrupting my precious time with Koko. Go back to Sakura-san. Stuck-up jerk. Why are you asking the dog? I thought we agreed to the dating move. How would he be able to come up with an idea anyway? He's a dog. So they say. He looks more like a dango with a tail and legs, really. You serious? I thought it was a great idea. It's a graduation party, and it's our last event. Koko spoke forcefully and thrust a paper at me of what the other classes were doing. I looked at it. Huh? Oh, another class is doing a dating booth. Oh man, everyone's thinking about the same thing. I had no choice. We'd have to come up with something else. She took a magazine out of her bag. It was a magazine that showed different dating activities, film times, and stuff to do around the island. Oh, I see. I see. I flipped through the magazine. It listed information about upcoming festivals near and far. They even had details about the stands that would be at concerts and events. Looks interesting. Do you want to check it out? I'm talking research. If we're going to do a stand, I think we should actually go to one of these places and see what they look like. How about this weekend? Cool, it's a date. Koko? Hey, Koko! Her mouth was frozen in a smile. I picked up Harimo and held him in front of her face. Nice reaction. Yeah, you did. So anyway, we're on for checking out the festival stands this weekend. Her reaction was so funny, wasn't it, Harimo? We said goodbye to Harimo and headed home, talking about the different stands we'd like to see. Lights and gas are off, the windows are locked. I'll be back later. But there was no one in the house to hear me. Sakura-san must have already left for school. Huh? Koko, Ohio. Koko was at the door. Huh? I didn't remember arranging to meet this morning. What are you doing? Huh? Oh, okay. This was an intriguing development. She was actually waiting for me? Definitely a positive sign. Well, do you want to walk to school with me? Koko smiled at me. I locked the door after us and we started heading to school. I think so. Like he says, I think so. That implies just like, I think so. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but I think so. She giggled. It's not like I was constantly late before or anything. But they used to wake me up when I was living with the Asukuras. I didn't get in the habit of waking up on my own until recently. I had forgotten how I used to struggle when I first moved into the Yoshino house back in March. Still, I'd always calculated when to leave so I could make it just in time. You know, whenever I have to catch a bus, for example, I always tend to I look at the time, just be like, oh, that's when the bus is there, and I'll just think, okay, time to go. We just expect, just you're gonna be running for the bus or something. Nope. The bus is only just going up the road, pretty much at that point in time. Just yep, still gotta wait for it. That was more of an occasional miscalculation. Koko stared at me with suspicion in her eyes. Alright, I admit it, I was a total sleepyhead who could barely make it on time. But that was just in the beginning. After living there for a while, I started waking up Sakura-san and making breakfast for her, so I couldn't sleep in anymore. Except for the weekends when I slept like a log. Huh? Don't be silly. She's so busy that sometimes she doesn't even come home. She left before I even got up this morning too. That's what I was thinking, just like, why would you want to be her? Think of all the busy work that she does and whatever the hell she does off screen, which seems suspicious, like the times when she just disappear for the longest time and it was actually a plot point, but then got completely ditched and just like no explanation until we get around to that route, I imagine. I mean, it's chaotic. She really was a very busy person. Besides, if you want to eat one of my home-cooked meals, all you have to do is ask. I laughed at the sheer excitement of her reaction. I was just thinking how backwards we are. Normally it's the boy begging the girl to cook for him. I appreciate the compliment, but Odne can cook way better than I can, and Koko's also a pretty good cook too. That's good, you pack the best lunches. I just randomly think, you know, like, in a lot of anime and visual novels, they'll always have, like, one character, and Koko is clearly not one of those characters, but they always have a character that can't cook worth shit. And I just, like, imagine a scene where it's just like, we're gonna have lunch today, and she'll be cooking. It's just like, oh god. You phone up the hospital, it's like, what do you want? Book me an appointment. When's the earliest I can make an appointment for? Why? What's the matter? What's wrong with you? I don't really know what to expect after eating dinner later, but I might be needing an ambulance, so have it on standby for me, please. We passed the time together so relaxed. It had been a while since I had had such a peaceful morning. By the way, where's Nadaka? You're not walking with her today? Huh? That's another word he says a lot, isn't it? Huh? Oh, okay. I mean, a lot of visual novels can just like, a lot of the dialogue is, huh? Oh, okay. Huh? Huh? Koko, Naka, Wataru, Hanzu, Akane, Yume, Otome. Well, not Otome, never has a name like that. Otne, Sakura-san, and Tsugunami, and Amikaze, Matsu, once he got used to calling her by that, and just all that, you know? Those are the most common kind of bits of dialogue between characters. Especially Yoshiyuki, he's just like, he always says things like that, doesn't he? He's like, Koko, 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 get on with it. Not that it wouldn't be fun with Nanako, we'd talk about all kinds of crazy things. But this was nice too. It was great to be alone with Koko. Oh, not especially. I was just asking because you guys always seem to be together. Yeah, it's been a while since we walked to school together like this. Koko muttered and nodded to herself. I couldn't really hear what she was saying. Come on, let's go. was the break between classes. I bumped into Nanaka on the way back from the restroom. She ran up to me as energetic as usual. Hey. Coming back from the restroom? She slapped my back lightly. Well, that's odd. I didn't say anything particularly funny, did I? I guess that was just Tanaka's way. So, whatever. She was hyper as usual. Huh? What are you talking about? Nanaka frowned and twisted my arms behind my back. Yeah, I'd love to talk with you. Well, okay. Nanaka was telling me about what happened to her yesterday after school. She was such a good speaker, I never get bored of listening to her. Although if I was actually there and listening to her right now, it wouldn't seem that way, because I'm just like... head's just like... Oh, really? Wow, you sneaked that into the conversation, didn't you? What? Why are you asking me this all of a sudden? It's just, well, it's kind of out of nowhere. You were just talking about what you ate for dinner. It's just like, hey, I worked hard thinking of all these different things I could talk about, and just slide in that one question. But I really don't know what to say. She fixed her wide eyes on me, inquiring innocently. Why, I really wasn't prepared to talk about this. I don't really know what to say. That's, as I stumbled over a vague reply, I started thinking about Koko. I love Koko and that's why I rejected Nanaka. Bullshit, it's because we chose the different choice. You wouldn't have freaking been like, oh, I love Koko if you accepted Nanaka, because it would have gone to a different entirely route. But I still hadn't told this to anyone. What? She seemed to have figured something out on her own. Ah, yes. That, yes. And you have a clue what I mean by that? Don't answer that, because, it's just like those of us who, like, you know, seen Nanaka's route. Could she read my mind? Huh? Confess to her? I don't know. If Wataru weren't in love with her, I would probably confess to her immediately. No. If she rejected me, then there'd be a chance that we couldn't go back to being friends like before. Also, Koko was also Nanaka's best friend. If I told her how I felt about her, it might damage their friendship too. It would be best to wait a little while longer. I might if the timing's right. She tilted her head and stared at me as if I was saying something strange. It's complicated. Yes. What?
私はまだ義行くんのことが好きなんだもん。でも義行くんは他の子が好きで、でも事情が複雑でいろいろ切なくなってるでしょ。
Is it really sad?
切ないよ。そんな義行くんを見ている私も切ないよ。
She held my hand tightly. Her hand was warm and soft. Having someone to hold my hand made me feel a lot better.
あのね、
What?
よかったら私相談に乗るよ。
What?
なんていうかヨシユキくんがよかったらだけどね。
You know, he switched the ha to a what now? How many whats has he... How many times has he said that in this one scene?
で、自分の好きな人の恋愛相談に乗るのもおかしな話だよね。
Nanaka.
でもいいや。何かあったら相談してよ。
I'm just not sure.
相談している間に気が変わって私のことを好きになるかもしれないしさ。
It's all a part of her plot. She stuck her tongue out and smiled mischievously. Just an old joke, I guess. I don't know why, but I'm reminded of school days. But it's a good thing Yoshiyuki isn't quite like that. Or is he? No. Well, it was a joke or not, I was glad that she said it. Talking to the girl I rejected about my own love issues. I'm not that insensitive, and I can't be that cruel.
それじゃあね。
A wise decision, Yoshiyuki. Don't go down the school days route. Nanaka smiled and went back to her classroom. Huh? That was awkward. Koko and I were throwing out ideas for the graduation party as usual. Though mainly we'd just been chatting, we hadn't actually made any decisions, and bang! Face desk. That's how I feel right now. Normally I would have expected Koko to get mad at me for joking around and not staying on topic. But she barely said it anymore now that we were on the committee together.
じゃあさ、今朝のテレビの占い見た？
No, I didn't.
ヨシユキ、今月ちょっとピンチなことが起こるって言ってたよ。
What? I wonder what that could be, like drowning in the river?
溺れようと思う方が無理があると思うけど、この寒空に。
Swimming, catching fish? I don't know. You never know, a sudden gust of wind could come up and knock me off the bridge. But probably not. I wonder what's going to happen to me.
それでね、ピンチ回避の策は
Yeah?
自分に素直になることだって。
But I'm always honest with myself.
そうかな。
Well, I'm more honest than you are.
そんなことないよ。私めちゃくちゃ素直だよ。
What?
本当だもん。
We had a great time together, just bickering like that. I started thinking. I realized that any time I was with Koko before, there had always been someone else there. Anzu, Akane, or someone else from the band was always there with us. Even at the Christmas party and during winter break, I was never alone with Koko. Never really got to spend very much time with her alone like this. Time alone with Koko. It was just the two of us in this room. That happened a lot back when we were little kids. But back then I never thought much of it. I never appreciated how precious it was.
もう、あんまり見ないでよ。
Oh, sorry. Huh? I wish that we could stay like this forever. As I thought about it, the bell rang telling us that we had to leave school. We still hadn't decided anything about the party. Bollocks. What? Of all the words, bollocks. Now it's starting to sound a bit like... I mean... This is like more of a kind of British English kind of translation now. It's just like, oh, bollocks. Bollocks to this and bollocks to that. Oh, it's all bollocks, man. Bollocks. I don't think that was the actual translation, but interesting choice of words.
今日何も決まってないね。
Well, it gives a nice kind of change from the usual shit, isn't it? It's like bollocks. Oh, I know, Koko, where'd you put that magazine with the festival stuff from yesterday?
あ、ここに。
Our hands touched each other as we reached for the magazine. It was as if I was holding her hand. Oops. I didn't know her hand was so soft. I used to hold her hand all the time. How long had it been since then? When we first met, we were so young that we were never embarrassed to hold each other's hand. But at some point, it had become something to be embarrassed about. At some point, Koko had gone from walking next to me to one step behind me. It's weird how it works, isn't it? She quickly pulled her hand back. I pulled my hand back as well. Oh no. So embarrassing. All we did was touch each other on the hand. So why was my heart pounding like this? Am I? I am. I'm obsessed with Koko. That's why I can't be with you, Nanaka. I'm sorry. The way I said that just sounded awkward, didn't it? Sorry. We looked at each other. Koko's eyes were clouding over with tears. I was breathing heavily for some reason. I wasn't used to this silence. It wasn't like us at all. Just enjoy the moment. But it was also kind of comfortable. I wanted it to last forever. That's what we said about the previous moment. Make up your damn mind. If only we could stay like this. Just standing awkwardly in complete silence with the sun setting and things, and just nothing changed. Koko was surprised and fell over in shock. Oh man, I just sneezed. I didn't do that on purpose. Oh man, talk about bad timing there. Talk about awkward timing if it was me. Yeah, it's my sneeze. When I sneeze, it doesn't sound like the typical it sounds more like a kind of freaking hamster. It's really weird. We had such a good mood going. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you'd definitely laugh if it was my sneeze. Huh? Am I? But I didn't mean for that to happen. For all that, it broke the romantic mood. At least the awkward tension was gone. Koko tilted her bashfully. I started laughing too. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, we need to decide which stands we want to check out this weekend. We were on for tomorrow. Koko and I would be checking out a festival in the neighborhood. There were going to be a number of different stands set up in our shopping district. We'd be doing for our own stand. Okay, I'm kind of overacting there, but I really am just like pretty damn tired. The music's uplifting. It was the time when I was supposed to be meeting with Koko. I arrived about 5 minutes early and had been waiting ever since. This is not a date, we're just going to check stuff out for the graduation party. At least, that's what I kept telling myself. But it didn't stop my heart from dancing around in my chest. Okay, now I'm just picturing his heart actually doing that. Like arms coming out of it, legs coming out, and just like, yeah, dancing to this music. Pew, 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 pew. I have to calm down. My heart gave a leap as I heard her voice. Koko came running towards me at dangerous speed. It was only about 30 seconds past the time we were supposed to meet. Hey! I forced a smile through my panic. You're on time, I just got here too.
んでたんだ。
Yep, you always forget about that, don't you? Koko sighed pitifully. It was such a Koko thing to do. But watching her really helped me relax and made me sleepy. Well then, let's get going. Actually, how we've done. That's only one part, man! Ah, screw it, I feel too sleepy to continue recording for the usual hour and a half or so. Just save recording for another day, I think. So, I'll see you next time, viewers. See you next time.